The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
This is a reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. When Judas had left them, Jesus said, "Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and God will glorify him at once. My children, I will be with you only a little while longer. I give you a new commandment. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you also should love one another. This is how all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." And this is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Have you ever heard of Sing Sing Prison? Oh, good. It was completed in 1828, about 30 miles north of New York City. Sing Sing was a notoriously harsh prison. For example, the prisoners were made to keep quiet at all times. Each prisoner had a tiny little cramped solitary cell about 4 feet wide and maybe 10 or 11 feet long. There was very poor food, multiple diseases, no recreational time, and this was considered an upgrade. I'm not making that up. In 1920, a guy by the name of Lewis Laws became the warden of the prison, and he, over the course of 20 years, changed a lot of things for the better, like allowing the inmates to have a basketball court to recreate on. But he would be the first to say that it was the work of his wife, Catherine, that was the key to his success. Catherine respected the dignity of the inmates. Against the advice of many, she would come into the prison and spend time with the inmates. She ran errands for them and listened to them. At the first ever basketball game in the new court that they had for the inmates, she came along with her 3 children. She taught a blind inmate how to read Braille. She learned sign language to be able to communicate with a deaf and mute inmate. All of this and more gained her, remarkably, the respect of the prison. Sadly, she was killed in a car accident, and as you can imagine, word spread quickly throughout the prison. The day after she died, while making his walk around the prison, the acting warden was shocked to see a large group of inmates gathering around the main entrance to the prison. Catherine was being waked, as was the custom of the day, in her home, about 3/4 of a mile from the prison. Noting their grief, the warden agreed to let the prisoners attend the wake with the admonition that they must sign in when they return. Can you imagine the sight it must have been to see this group of hardened criminals in prison attire walking to her home without a single guard with them, and every single one of the prisoners returned to the prison after the wake? My children, I give you a new commandment. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you love one another. Now, I'm not asking you to go out to the local prison like Catherine, but it's not a bad idea. I'm pretty sure that for all of us, there's something out there or something in here that needs to get done, that responds to Jesus' plea to love one another. Maybe you need to let go of an old grudge. Maybe you need to forgive and reconcile a member of your family. Maybe it's finally time for you to get involved in your parish in a more active kind of way. You know what you need to do to love one another. Jesus and Catherine Laws loved one another by seeking the best for prisoners, prostitutes, the sick, and more. This gospel and the example of pastoral care given by Catherine Laws gives us the motivation to do so.